And welcome everybody back to Inferno, a 5e guide through hell. It is we are in a very, very interesting spot here. I'm very, very excited to see where things go today. I'm your DM for the evening, Jhevaunte, and with me as always is an absolutely incredible cast. We are minus one. Our thoughts and prayers are with him at this time. Love you. Uh let's go down the list here and just say who you are and who you play. We're going to start with Showerth.
I'm Shower42, also known as Alan Grief, playing a vicar, Thaddaeus. It's the Dante's version of a priest.
And Casper.
Ocio, I'm Casper the MB Ghost. I am playing Weylin Flame, who is the Exile, I remember, which is this game's version of a ranger, but I play him terribly, so I identify as a problem.
Nox.
I am Nox. I have Panda Express in my mouth. I am Nox. The pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am playing Alma, the pagan, this universe's version of a druid. And I am playing her terribly because I didn't know how to build a druid, and so her stats are shit. And she's becoming a worse person the longer she's in hell or the longer she's with Weylin. We're really not sure which one the problem is.
We know which one the problem is. And Nyx.
Hey, I'm Critical Nyx. I am playing Mercy. She is a Illuminatus, but I like to call her a glass cannon wizard.
And where last we left off, our party had slightly split through the labyrinths of the castle of Dis, as Weylin, ever being
Had to
the
go
problem,
kill a thing.
Yeah, had to, was required to, according to Weylin, to kill the Medusa. Was joined by Isengrim after a harrowing fight. Did manage to kill Medusa. Well, no. Let's actually say both nearly died in the process. Alma killed Medusa.
Alma hasn't done shit all campaign. Give her that.
The rest of the party did manage to discover the treasury and found an assortment of items, not least of which being the one that they were very specifically looking for, which was the angelic rod, the essentially the piece of the tree of life that is required by them to get out of hell. And after reuniting and healing one of those that got petrified, this is where we've returned back to. We are once more back into this cavernous labyrinth. I am assuming that we have returned to the treasury at this time, which gives you all a chance now, as there's nothing that seems to be hunting you all, to take a quick look around as well and see if there's anything else that you can spot, which I won't have you roll perception for this, as this is an item that a quick look around, you gain 2 more insights into things here. There is a large tapestry that seems to be covered by a black veil, and across from that is a also large mirror that is just set against the wall that is not reflecting anything. It just seems to be showing a blank room. Yes.
Hi. I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so Alma wouldn't know what this is, but I just want to know if it's here because it would be really awesome if it was. Do you have the hit a pope of a hammer?
So, I do know what that is. It is not here.
Damn it! I'm going to use it on Thaddaeus.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem.
Yeah. What is the
Wow, guns
other?
blazing.
What was the other question? Could I grab that or?
Yes.
Yeah. No, it is not. It is not here. It is not in hell. I do know where it is though.
I have a question.
Yes.
Because I've been looking at Mercy's new kill 'em stick, and Alma's new little stabby stab. So I was looking, is there any other weapons in here that, because I really am, that would help me kill what I'm perceiving as a god. So
Give me a perception check.
let's go. Should have petted the dog. 17.
Very good.
There's a few things that get constituted as weapons, not things that you yourself utilize. However, leaning against the wall, you do come across what appears to be a strangely designed recurve bow. The wood of the bow is bleached white, which you quickly recognize as bone. The tops of which are a pair of antlers with what seems to be encrusted gems along the prongs of the antlers themselves. And leaning against the bow are an assortment of arrows of differing material and make. You recognize that you mostly don't recognize what they're made of other than just their colors. There's a few green ones, a couple red ones, and then an assortment of different metallic ones as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go on by and like pick them up and don't know what they do. Don't really care. I'm just gonna replace my bows and the rest of my arrows. Oh, and then just take those. They are now mine.
It will retain this, just for the sake of it, will retain the same damage, but I'm going to roll a die every time you use an arrow to determine what kind of arrow you are firing and what effect it will have.
Fun.
What you currently have in your inventory is hold on while I pull up the exact name of this thing.
Yeah, so I can just rename my longbow that.
What you currently hold in your inventory is Hod's Sadness.
Hod's?
H-O with an umlaut, D, Sadness.
Okay. H-O-D, Sadness. Okay.
Which, around this time frame around the time frame you are from, you would kind of recognize the name, if only barely, from one of the heretical religions of the Nordic. This would be the bow that Loki gave to the blind god Hod when he shot Balder.
Oh,
That is fucked up.
that's cool.
Nice. I'll take it.
All right. It will, like I said, it will have the same properties as your initial one, but it'll have differing effects depending on the arrow that you roll.
Yeah,
Mistletoe arrows?
I'm literally just changing my
Wasn't
name.
asked
So the
that.
green ones are.
Nice.
So I've got the head of Medusa. I've got a new bow, a complement of new arrows. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna head to the door and wait for everybody. I'm not leaving. I'm just waiting and like keeping watch at the door.
Hecate, help us all.
I'll go over to you said there was a mirror?
There's a mirror that is only reflecting like a blank room.
I'll cast Identify on it.
As you do, and you wave your hand across, the mirror, the reflection seems to ripple, and you see this path begin to open in the mirror that is descending down further.
Is this like a Narnia mirror?
What do you gain if you're casting Identify is knowledge that this is essentially a gateway.
Ooh.
This is how one can traverse to the next level.
Okay.
So you found the exit.
I think I found a door. Do we care about this tapestry?
You said you think you found a door. Wayland's leaving the doorway where he's going and going straight to the mirror.
If we go that way, though, can't we not kill a Minotaur? What are we supposed to? The Minotaur?
The Minotaur is in the further level in.
Oh, so that is the way to the Minotaur?
This would be a
Okay.
way to the next level.
Almost like, okay, let's go.
So I found my notes for the Spear of Destiny.
Yes.
So and the last line, I just want to clarify. Basically, if I attack a party member, the other party members get that damage as temporary HP.
Correct.
All right. That's fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I will fireball you.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Don't
like,
you
bro,
even think about it.
I know what you're thinking. I will shoot you in the face.
The
I
tagline
have no
the
defense.
tagline for this is the sacrifice of one benefits all.
This is why I cannot heal myself while I'm
Jesus
attuned to the spear.
Christ.
Wild.
And
Wait.
our paladin's
Yes,
not with us.
that is appropriate, Alma.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
no, that's
that.
appropriate, Alma. You're good.
Yeah, yeah.
Considering, yes.
I am not
Is
the
there
son of
anything
gun. Do not. No.
I mean, I
Is
can
there
cast
anything else
Identify
in the
on
room Thaddeus
on
would find
the-
interesting?
Other than possibly the tapestry, not that I can think of. Looking around, it's a lot of assortment of just items that seem to be gathered from people that have died here or have just been collected.
Is there
Is there-
anything interesting or out of the ordinary about the tapestry?
Other than the black canvas that covers it, that prevents those from seeing underneath it. Not that you can discern.
I
Other
remove the
than
black
just-
canvas.
Removing the black canvas from the tapestry, what is seen is this massive depiction of the same towering figure that you and Weylin have seen at the center of this frozen lake. A myriad of chains descending into the center of this being's chest.
Does it look like it's moving or something? Or is it just
No.
an image?
It seems to just be a well-done tapestry.
It doesn't feel magical at all.
There is no magical essence that seems to emanate from this.
Is
Wow.
there any writings, any symbols, anything that would give any insight into something useful?
There is a list of names that is written out along the edges of the tapestry, which you quickly begin to recognize as names of the princes of hell, these archdevils that you all have seen, that are listed off. And then, of course, the last name that is emblazoned at the top is Lucifero itself. Yes.
Almost not looking, but is the name Fish on there?
No. Fosh is
Oh.
not listed on there.
Gosh, damn it. I really want Fosh to just end up being like an all-powerful entity.
Fosh is a powerful entity, but he is not an archdevil.
Like the entire time, Alma and me are just shaking our heads while you ask more and more questions.
Yeah.
It's just,
So are we-
You do not pick up the. You do not passcode. You do not collect $200. You nope the fuck around and go home.
So are we heading down the doorway?
Alma and I are already gone, so
Yeah, we left.
Oh.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah.
We're like fucking skipping down the staircase.
We were just
Well,
inside this house.
Alma is just Wayland's shadow, so I mean, come on.
I mean, the workmanship on this tapestry, though, like you don't see them like this anymore.
Bitch, did you kill Medusa?
Other thing, by the way, to note is that there's no real reason as to why this tapestry seems to have been covered, other than just what is depicted on it is just disliked.
All right. Interesting.
I guess we should go through the door.
Yeah, before they try starting a war at the next circle.
I don't think there's any stopping that.
We pan to Alma, just going, okay, so I'm thinking we got some bones too. Maybe the dog will also like bones. We should make sure we have water, or, I mean, it's in hell. Do you think it drinks fire and stuff? We should make sure we have, like, some things to take care of it.
As you're talking to him, I'm like fingering, I'm just fingering the notes to try and remember the song. I was like, all right, like, just make sure. I'm practicing without actually practicing because I don't want to summon the dog too soon. I was like, all right, let's get this right.
As you all are descending, this appears to be a stairwell that seems to move down forever. In the same way that a lot of these portals seem to push in further. However, a few steps down, you see how the hells are separated and what the city of Dite meant. The top layers are of physical sins, the concept of the lesser sins, those that are more so sins against oneself or against the body. The city of Dite separates to the lower hells, the more grievous sins, those against the one above. This stairwell seems to be interconnected to nothing, but you see a vast desert. This scorched sand place. A single large, almost Colosseum-esque building buried in sand. You see soldiers marching in the distance, clad in armor that some of you do recognize. But you also see the descent further down. Another layer that seems to be mired in shadows, separated into several smaller circles. And further in, you see shadow. This blank abyss that seems to rise with steam, as if it's too cold down there for the heat to fully penetrate and simply steams off of. You see a couple chains descend into that area as well. You also see a few that appear broken, that just dangle. I would like everyone to make me a perception check real quick.
23 for me.
20. Ooh, 1 second.
3 for me.
27?
Thaddaeus, you're muted, so if you told us your number, we didn't hear it.
Yep. I did tell you my number. I don't know why you couldn't read my mind.
Yeah.
30-20.
Yeah. All except for Mercy.
Like,
Mercy, you're just looking around. You're not really paying
having a good
attention to
time.
things specific. You're just having a good time.
La 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 la.
There is-
He's like, oh my god, I'm running out of paper.
There is
yeah.
something slithering between the circles. This massive serpent-like creature just moving between the circles.
It has to be.
It, for a moment, stops, and you can see its head twist to look over towards where it sees you all in the stairwell, and it begins to slither back into one of the circles and vanishes.
Is it my
out of
boy?
sight. Who's your boy?
Is it Garyon? Please be Garyon.
It's Garyon. You would recognize that as Garyon, yeah.
It's the happy hands for me.
Yeah.
You further descend. The stairwell vanishes in a Kingdom Hearts 2-esque light stein. It's the only way I could possibly describe that. And the group, you all find yourselves in an interesting place. In the burning sands of the deserts, but in the respite shade of what seems to be a ruined church. There is an almost peaceful air to this place. One that hasn't been felt in hell for quite some time. A almost sanctuary. You are outside of the church itself, just letting you know. The door closed, but there's holes in the sides and at the roof.
Yeah. I think looking around, Weylin's going to just head into the church. But with like an arrow notched, because as is his habit. It's like he's holding his bow with like one hand, and there's like an arrow holding, like there's a finger holding an arrow in place. He's not being particularly like super careful. He's just like, all right, here's a place to kind of lay down, maybe. And
yes.
Did us going to the treasure room and going down the stairs count as another short rest?
Yes.
Thank you.
As you head inside and push open the door, you see... I have to make sure that I get part of this description accurate. Oh, my eye. Wow. It's not what I'm looking for. One moment. The file that I wanted wasn't on my computer, it's on my phone.
I don't care what happens to the rest of the camp, the rest of the day. I don't care, like, you know, if, like, Alma, like, fucks something up. My boy is here. Let's go.
just want to tame a dog. This is what it's... Is this the level with the Minotaur?
Yes.
Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna set up camp and mentally prepare for that fight.
You see, inside of this church, a horse, as well as its rider. The horse itself is clad in this fabulous golden harness and saddle, and is wreathed in jewels and gems that seem to reek of both opulence and despair.
Oh, this sounds familiar.
The horse is a deep jet black with eyes that seem brimmed with both hunger and excess. The rider, who is sitting cross-legged and is just feeding the horse from a bowl that he carries with him, a small wooden bowl that has an assortment of fruits and vegetables laden out of it. Each time he reaches up and feeds, you see the same item appear in the bowl again. He is equally clad in riches that seem, just from your perspective, as soon as you lay eyes on him, stolen but earned. The rider's body, his skin that you can see, is onyx black. And as that gaze turns to look to you, and for the first time, your hand falters from your weapon.
Do I recognize this person?
This is not you. Give me a religion check.
Okay. I'm just going to confirm that my religion is a 0. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 19. That's weird.
This is a being only spoken in one book. One very specific book of the Bible. In the book of Revelations, he is the rider of the black horse, Famine. He sets the bowl to the side and just kind of clasps his fingers together for a moment. And in a voice that seems to be created from the myriad of souls that have died of loss that echoes around you, he speaks to you. I'm not here to hurt you. If you seek respite, I have no fault of you. You can come inside.
Yeah, I'm going to just put my... I'm going to shoulder my bow and go inside.
Do we all hear him?
The interesting thing is that the rest of the party, you do not hear this.
Oh, okay.
Is silent. You just hear the sound of wind. That is not pleasant to feel. This is bitingly hot winds.
So we just see
And yeah,
Weylin
just
put
with-
down their bow. Weylin?
Yeah, I'm like, did hell just freeze over?
Our pig's flying.
Y'all want to go inside? It is up to you all.
Sure.
Well, as Wayland's shadow Alma is gonna.
The rest of the party now also sees this figure who just kind of gives a quick nod of his head, continues to feed his horse.
I'm going to just like not pay any attention to that guy, start setting up camp and coming up with like a battle plan on how I'm going to find this minotaur or hunt this minotaur. So this is just Wayland's finding a corner and go like just working on himself.
You see him take a small thing of grapes and just starts to eat them, one by one, but by first biting them in half, chewing on that half, waiting, and then eating the second half.
We're now in the seventh circle, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Though normally set up to have several subcircles, this circle seems to have been adjusted in some way, and it is the large, vast desert swath that you see before you. He sets the grapes to the side and is now just looking to the party, almost as if judging and gazing at them to figure things out for himself.
Go about setting up camp and sitting down, relaxing.
Hi.
Greetings.
What's your name?
I'm gone by a few. I suppose famine is as good as any other.
Cool.
We've met before.
I don't remember that.
You wouldn't know me by my face. You would know me by the sensation. You recognize me by hunger. You recognize me by loss, by the want of more.
You're why we took the necklace.
I am a symptom, not the cause.
What's your horse's name?
Just gives it a gentle, just to place his hand onto the horse itself. We share the same name. We are one and the same. Me and my siblings.
Alma wouldn't know who those are. Would she?
You were not raised Christian. I'd be doubtful if you recognize these things. Thaddaeus would know who they are.
Yes, is Thaddaeus hearing this?
Yes.
All right, and I personally don't know all of the siblings. Think there's
War,
three others.
pestilence, death, and famine.
Yeah. Death, war,
Yeah.
pestilence, famine.
So funny being religious and playing a not religious
Death-
character.
It is technically death, conquest, famine, war, but it is death, war, famine, pestilence.
Thaddaeus lets Alma know.
Oh, those are interesting names.
Names and purpose.
And purpose. Oh, it's so that really that feeling's intentional.
It is an unfortunate purpose, but it is a purpose nonetheless.
Is your purpose at hand?
Not at the moment, but we're preparing.
To make more
Cool.
people hungry?
Armageddon.
Preparing for war.
The end of all things. The start of something new. Some of us relish this task more than others.
What about you?
It is a duty, like any other. It is not for me to decide if I like or dislike it. It is simply what I must do. When my task is done, I can rest.
Well, it's always up to you to decide if you like something. It could be your duty and you can have to do it. I have to travel through hell. That's my duty right now. I don't necessarily like it, but
Is it your
you can
duty?
have an opinion.
You could lay down now. Rest your burden. Succumb. You choose not to. My choice is to not have a choice. It is what I was designed for, is what I do.
That makes sense. So why did he put down his bow? Because usually he's a very, like, shoot first, questions never kind of guy.
If Weylin chose to strike me, then Weylin would have to face me. And I am far beyond the archdemons that you have faced.
Yeah, Weylin signs, I'm not stupid.
Got it, self-preservation. Okay. Do you know where we are?
You are in the seventh circle. The realm of violence. Specifically speaking, the violence against the one above. However, due to circumstances, it is also a violence against others. The domain of what one might consider a grievous sin against the one above. This vast desert you see before you is made of the sands of those who died believing that they fought for the service of a god that, in truth, would not have asked any of them to kill for his name.
Do I know anybody that goes here?
You may know of people sent here. And you wouldn't know them by their names, but you would know them by their titles. His head kind of turns to Thaddaeus. You might know them by names. Only a few, though.
You are still muted,
You're
Thaddeus.
muted, sir.
I do have opinions that I don't want to interrupt, so I keep muting myself on purpose. We will try and stay out of your way and not antagonize you, as I certainly don't want to bring about your purpose.
It is difficult for you to antagonize me. I am one of the less emotionally driven of my siblings. Who knows, you might meet the one that is far more emotionally driven here. You may not. As far as
war or death?
That would be war. She is interesting. One that relishes her task. I highly doubt you will encounter death. If death is even down here. They keep to themselves.
Do they hang out with the Minotaur?
War or death?
Any.
Either.
I doubt that death is here in this domain. War? Potentially. This would be their respite, I suppose.
Good to know.
We tend to only come to these areas if it means that we can find solace outside of where we normally dwell.
I'm gonna stretch, stand up, and like smack Alma gently to be my translator. Where is the beast?
Weylin wants to know where the Minotaur is, please.
You saw a Colosseum in the distance, yes? Buried in the sands. The Minotaur dwells there, hides there.
Thank you. You have any other questions, Weylin?
That turns back to Thaddaeus. We know each other very well, you and I. Acts that you permitted, judgments you made, gave me purpose to act. In some sense, I suppose I should thank you.
There's a purpose to all.
I must ask you a question. In the grand scheme of something that you claim to speak for, do you believe that, should his light shine upon you, that the things you permitted were wholly and intentionally in his name or your own? Do you think a God of mercy would care for the trinkets of nobles over the lives of peasants?
I don't believe any being. God certainly does not care about trinkets. God cares about souls.
Interesting. Looks to Alma. So then, are these judgments hypocrisies, or are you fully aware of the judgments you make?
He's looking at Alma, right?
He looked to Alma as if like, are you being honest? Like, looks to Alma and then looks back to you.
I was given a job to do. I performed my function.
You said yourself, do we not all have a choice?
That is probably why I'm here now.
And from
But-
here, we learn.
And his mercy does allow reconciliation.
I will offer you a gift. And he picks up a pomegranate, splits it, and pours a couple seeds into his hand and offers it out.
What symbol or purpose are these? I hold my hand out.
He just kind of places it into the hand. Many of your judgments and actions caused the sacrifice of the wants of those below you. Go on, eat.
I have no need to eat here.
It is a request.
I'll eat one.
As the sensation of eating the pomegranate seed fills you, so too does a memory.
What?
Judgments you made, many of which to retain a sense of station. If God placed you into this position, then is it not right that you retain that position that God placed you in? And to, if it means that every now and again one must reap the benefits of said position in order to further advance the light of the Lord, then what harm is there in doing such a thing?
You speak in riddles.
Your actions were deigned to be holy because you
By my
were a
superiors.
because you were a man of the cloth, a superior.
Yes.
You are here because the reason why is that other men cannot dictate what is holy. You may not have swung the blade or created the rope of which you killed your fellow men, but your words and judgments forged those blades and crafted those ropes.
Judgments were against those who did not follow the teachings.
And yet,
who followed a different path.
And yet they would be wholly accepted into the kingdom.
Well, we've run into some down here.
You have.
So it is not black and white, as you are alluding to.
The world is a myriad of gray. Like I said, this place was created by the sins of those who have killed in the name of a god because they believe themselves absolved of all sins, yet one of the commandments, thou shalt not kill. You'll meet soldiers like this. I believe you refer to them as crusaders. They wander through these deserts, always in pain from wounds that they inflicted upon others, their feet burned by sands that they will walk forever. They wander through these places because of judgments made from you and others like you, who said to them that what they did was holy. And it was your words in specific that sent, looks to Alma, her family, to the position they are in, for not following the teachings that sent others to this place.
Yes, we have had those memories returned to us already. All in our group except for Mercy sharing that guilt.
Mercy is a interesting case. One who was pulled here from a different mean. One who may end up back here in her own due time and for a different reason entirely.
I'll go ahead and eat the other 2 pomegranates.
You more of these similar memories, these similar judgments, similar actions flood into your mind. A simple gift, a reminder of something. Unrepentant as many may be, understand that the reason you are here is not from any folly of another's sin. It's the continuation of your own.
Yes.
He dusts himself off as he stands. If you happen to meet my sister War, I would warn against striking against her, no matter how hard she goads. We are not...
Weylin, did you hear that?
We are not like the archdevils that you have come across, nor are we as polite as the angels you'll meet. We are something far different, far older.
A much greater purpose.
It nods. And he climbs onto the horse. You must be off to greener pastures. We'll meet again.
Really quick.
Hmm.
You knew me. You knew that I've experienced you before. Has he?
Yes.
Thank you. I wish you get to rest soon.
As do I.
I do have one curious question before you leave.
Go on.
Were you aware that in our journeys here, we did come across her husband, and I was able to save his soul and send him to heaven?
Ah, one of several thousand.
One must start.
May God's mercy shine upon you. He smiles. But I am proud of you for taking that initial step.
Can I insight check him? Is he being sarcastic?
You go right ahead.
I'm just watching. Every time someone says mercy, I'm like, wait, oh, not me.
You go right ahead. You're
God,
not
Alma. Nox wants to punch Thaddeus in the face.
17.
Not Alan. Thaddeus.
That was sarcasm for sure. That's
okay.
that was a polite version of, do you want a cookie for that?
Yeah, no. Weylin was even like, do one good thing, and like rolls his eyes.
In hell of all places.
Almost about to take Weylin's new stabby stab, and she's
Mercy doesn't have the religious, background to understand the context, so she's kind of like, wait a minute.
Speaking of that, as a thing, because Mercy would get a slightly different insight onto this kind of being, maybe an Arcana roll.
Ooh. Okay. 26.
All right. So, the archdemons you've encountered will be categorized as infernals.
Mm-hmm.
You would recognize them as infernal beings. High infernal beings, really fucking powerful ones, but infernal beings. You would then classify that any angels, celestials. This probably closer to a primordial.
Ooh, okay.
And being far more accurate, this is probably very similar to what one would categorize an elder elemental would be.
Okay.
This is something that is set apart from angels and demons, to the point that there's no wonder why this place was a sanctuary. Nothing else would come near this thing.
Mm.
He clicks his tongue, and the horse begins to walk away, kind of going through one of the walls of the church.
My husband is not your atonement. You're muted.
I was simply, as I said, I was curious if he was aware. He was passing judgment on me. I was giving him the information to better inform his judgment.
Weylin hands Alma, or offers Alma, one of his axes.
And why you are more angry at me when we all had a part? I at least tried to correct the mistake that was made.
Isengrim was going under your orders. Weylin was going under your orders.
No. I did not have that power. We all were operating under orders, but not mine.
Aims axe at Thaddeus.
I'm going to refrain from something here.
Well, I'll put it this way. I did not realize Thaddeus had that level of authority. I always imagined him a little bit lower on the totem pole.
Thaddeus is low enough that he didn't give Weylin this specific. Thaddeus was one of the people that was involved in the Weylin process. Not the direct involvement, but one of the people involved. Isengrim was there as a essentially a guard
Guard.
before Isengrim got sent off to do something that he regretted for the rest of his life.
And out of everyone else, you're the one who seems to have no regret.
Excuse me?
You care about the orders that you passed? We didn't follow your teachings. We didn't know. We didn't have that knowledge. And if all the knowledge that someone has about a specific group is harm and hatred and starvation, then what makes you think that any of us who didn't know would want to join you if we believe that you were representatives of your God? I have learned more about your God's mercy and kindness in hell than I have ever had in that kingdom. I certainly did not feel it when you killed my husband, took him away from my daughters. While I was pregnant with our third child. I certainly did not feel it then. I have not felt it from you this entire time. I have no indication that the reason that you helped pardon or save Leo isn't because you are a selfish asshole who can't handle the fact that maybe some chance, maybe that he fucked up somebody else's life. All you seem to do is talk and talk with this eloquent academic language that nobody else can fucking pardon.
Fine. Go kill. Follow Weylin. Don't mind me. Take your own path. You have made your choices. You will continue to do so.
You don't care about anyone but yourself, Thaddaeus.
You would be incorrect. I have done nothing but try to help people since I have been in hell. I can't
Even
change
if it
the
won't
past.
help yourself?
I cannot change the past. And that's a lot to do. And the past is why I am here. I was following the edicts and instructions of those above me. I did not have a personal vendetta against anyone that I helped pass judgment on. I did not actually kill your husband. I did not actually have your husband arrested. I was involved in the process, but it was not actually by or on my orders. None of it. However, yes, I did play a part. And me consecrating his soul so that he could be saved was an opportunity for me to try and right at least one of the wrongs that has been committed. As I recall, you were against me even doing that because of your own spite, which you need to let go of, your own hate, which you need to let go of. If you want to follow the light, these are things you need to let go of. That is your choice. I can but lead. Whether you choose to follow, that is up to you.
Mercy, since you're just watching this encounter, I want you to make me a perception check real quick.
Alan, I love you. I'm not actually mad at you. I need you to know that.
You're fine.
Weylin's gonna step up to Thaddaeus and is actually going to speak one of his few words that he can say.
That's an 11 for me. It's like,
Which I have to change because my speed is gonna go down again. Damn it. I hate you, Thaddaeus. You are lucky I am hunting a beast right now. And then he's walking away. Slowly.
With
as like ice slowly creeps up his legs, and now like frost is like his whole lower body is frosted as he moves at 20 feet. God.
With that 11, Mercy, you just hear what sounds like clapping, like a gentle clapping above you.
I look up.
Look up and you see what appears to be a woman clad in red armor with violent red hair, just clapping, watching this exchange.
Hello.
Oh, no. Don't mind me, please. Continue.
I think we've hit the end of that conversation.
Shame.
Welcome.
Oh, shame. Yeah. This was entertaining.
It was a little entertaining.
It's okay. He decides for all of us.
New voice means weapons up. So, who'd that be?
She sees you pull the weapon up, and her smile gets wide.
It's my axe right now. I'm not aiming an arrow at her. I'm just like taking a defensive stance with my axe in my hand.
Oh, that's
Weylin,
beautiful.
did you learn nothing?
She, lunges off of where she was standing and lands in front of Weylin and just almost snake-like slides up and just kind of brushes her finger against the axe. Sharp as ever. Oh, boy. This is exciting.
Yep. No, I'm not moving. It's literally still a defensive stance as I'm staring at this woman with my 0 intelligence, Thaddaeus. I am not smart.
You're almost...
This is one of Famine's siblings.
You're almost perfect as she boops your nose, Weylin. Just almost.
You're a war.
I'm in love with her.
I'm also in love with her.
She looks over to Alma. Absolutely. I suppose my brother must have given you an insight on that.
If you've never heard of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, you have now met the second of 4.
A pleasure to make all of your acquaintance, though we have all met me before. In one way or another. And she gives a slight bow. The armor she wears is not made of plate or crafted metals. Looking at it, it is forged from melted weapons that have been slid through the fires and have been reforged into this fitted plate and steel. Her helm is the most interesting of these designs. Made of weapons that I think even out of the entire group, Mercy, you may have only heard of these things. But for the people that are not playing D&D right now, her helm is made of bullets. They've all been forged into this almost Spartan-esque helm, which she takes off and holds to the side, and this voluminous red hair fall down all around her.
Yeah, I twitch my nose.
I was just so drawn.
Oh, I was just going to say, I twitch my nose and lower my weapon, because I'm like, who the fuck boops your snoot? That's just weird.
I think you broke Weylin.
I was drawn to the whole little affair here. I was really wandering around to see if some of the soldiers here be ready for what I have in store for them.
Are you preparing for Armageddon as well?
Of course. I've been preparing for it since the day I was born.
Is the time at hand or near?
No, it's getting closer and closer every minute.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
You seem really excited about that.
I am exceedingly excited. Imagine as she, again, almost snake-like slithers towards Alma and just eye to eye with her. Imagine a third of the entirety of Earth. One sweep of a blade, an entire population. Like that. Oh, and then afterwards, when hell and heaven fight one another in a rapturous battle. It's going to be the most beautiful thing. The ultimate and final war. Afterwards will be a dull affair. Suppose I'll have to find something else to pass my time. Sometimes I might take up crocheting. As she just
It's
kind of
really
rotates the helmet around.
I'm just eyeballing her weapons very blatantly. Like I don't care.
Oh, the weapons that she has that's not on her armor. You see strapped to her back 3 great swords.
Seems excessive, but okay.
She kind of reaches back and adjusts them a little bit. You know, when the time does come, I have to think of a few things to make the skirmishes last and pass the time. I thought about, just wholeheartedly doing my job to the best of its abilities, killing angels, demons, people, but I need to think of something to make things interesting. Any ideas? You all are so good at this whole thing. She puts the helmet back on.
How are we good?
So good at what whole thing?
Oh, the act of waging war against one another. Humans are so easy at doing that.
How about imbuing some choice individuals with extraordinary power? Throw them into the mix.
Seriously, Mercy?
Tilts her head over to look at Mercy. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. She takes the helmet back off again.
Ideas.
Here, do you want to try? And she tosses the helmet to Mercy.
Can I intercept? Can I intercept?
Give me a dex check.
Oh.
Okay.
Both of you give me a dex roll off.
Oh, natural 20, baby. Beat that.
Mine's not very good, so it's a 4.
27 total.
All right, Weylin, you catch the helmet. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
Mercy.
I'm just looking at it.
I'm not athletic.
Try it.
And I'm gonna put it on.
All right.
Stand right here.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, because I'm good at that. 18.
You take.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I figured.
Ah, shit.
I'm not smart or wise.
You take 3 points of psychic damage as
that's not
your
bad.
body is inflamed by the several million years of warfare that the human race has committed against one another, from the first caveman striking at another caveman with a club to essentially the war before the end times, with bullets ripping through each other's bodies. And from that point, that helmet, as it is being worn, continues to fill your mind with the scenes of 1,000 battles, all consistently occurring.
Cool. Great.
I'm imagining the battle scenes from the animated movie Wizards.
Yeah.
Where they used a magical form of the old propaganda movies to frighten everybody.
Mm-hmm. It's very much something very similar to that. And through all of these scenes that you are seeing, you see War herself almost dancing through the battlefields. You feel You feel nothing but pain imbuing your body.
Yeah, I'm going to like try to endure it as long as I can. I eventually like crumple under the weight of just so much torment, and like I'm on the ground essentially just trying to get this thing off.
It's not a struggle to pull it off. It will come off if you try.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's trying to do something when you have like a massive migraine. So it's just like like I'm screaming my head off as I yank this thing off me. That doesn't count as me speaking. I still have 20 feet.
It's a scream. You're good. She reaches down and picks up the helmet, just gently pats Weylin on the head. I didn't mean to break you. I'm sorry. She puts the helmet back on.
Oh, Weylin's been broken.
Aren't you all?
Probably.
Little shattered
in her own way.
Little shattered toys to fuck around with.
As I like regain myself and like as just all of that pain is leaving my body, I want to turn to Thaddaeus and punch him in the face.
Yeah. I'm not stopping you.
Yeah, so wait, I gotta roll to attack, right?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, that's fine. That's a 19 plus 4.
That will hit.
Cool. That's 2 points of damage.
That is, you do not take that. You do not take the damage. As you're struck, you know that should be painful. You don't feel it.
He can attack us, but we can't attack him.
Oh, is it the spear?
No.
As you see Ward just kind of gently wipe her cheek a little.
If you need a lieutenant, Weylin would probably volunteer for the position.
I'm gonna punch him again. Jesus Christ, dude. Keep talking. I dare you. That's an 18.
It's gonna hit.
Plus 4.
Do not bother rolling damage. As again, there's a strike. Ward kind of like brushes her shoulder a little.
I rest my
Weylin,
case.
can you stab me or something really quick?
Oh, that's an excellent idea. I'm gonna take out my hand axe and swing it at Thaddaeus. This is nothing against you, Alan, I swear.
Oh, I understand.
I keep waiting to be like, Alan, it's not you. It's your character.
That is 15 plus 4.
Going to hit. Do not roll damage.
I said me.
As you see her like wipe her mouth and look down at this golden ichor that's flowing out of it, she smiles, places her head onto Weylin's shoulder from behind. Go on. Keep doing that.
I'm gonna try and
step away from him.
I'm shaking her off and like walking away from Thaddaeus because I remember I have a beast to hunt.
Oh.
Very focused.
It was just getting fun.
Do you feel all of that?
I am war, violence and hatred made flesh. Any act of violence permitted in my presence, I feel tenfold.
And you enjoy that?
It's the most exquisite ecstasies.
Okay.
Don't yuck or yum.
Each their own.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. I'm bad at punching. I would hope, but I'm bad at punching things. And the violence thing. I'm sorry.
You have a knife, don't you?
Oh yeah, I got this from the treasure room, but
her eyes widen a little. Do you want to test something?
On who?
I'm standing right here.
Don't do it. Don't
Go
do
on.
it. Don't do it.
Are
Don't
you
do
gonna
it.
get mad at me for doing it?
I'm testing you.
Can I roll a perception? or something?
Give me an
Insight.
insight check.
Mercy's like, I wonder how she'd feel about fireball.
No, she's going, Thaddeus said don't do it, so I have to.
It's like, well, Thaddeus said no.
What'd you get?
A not 20.
This is both a goad. She wants you to stab her. As for her reasoning of wanting you to stab her, it's a little twofold. She wants to see how willing to violence you are willing to go, which is a simple goad. And she's also a bit of a freak.
I'm sorry, just the way you said that, Jhevaunte. I'm gonna just have to mute myself.
Can we
Give me a
clip
second.
that?
I love her so much.
I do too.
You know, I'm
She's
just
great.
thinking, Famine just warned us not to respond to the goading, and everyone just freaking ignored that.
But her hair's so shiny.
First of all, when I was attacking you, I was letting that frustration out because there's been 7 circles of me wanting to punch you in the face. Thaddeus, not Alan.
Blah, blah.
Alan is a wonderful
Blah, blah,
person.
blah.
She looks as an aside for those that want like a good mental image of what she looks like. Imagine Rhea Ripley with long red hair.
Okay.
I don't.
I got you.
Mommy, sorry, mommy.
I got you in Discord here.
Thank you.
Mommy.
Wait, when you say bleed, do you mean like from?
There you go. No,
Oh,
Discord.
Okay, you
Rhea
sent
Ripley.
a picture. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is,
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know so many people that would want her to step on them. Anyways, so I said that live.
Yeah, hi.
I said that live on. I need to think before I speak. Anyways,
I'm
so
playing her. Just go on. Well,
isn't it gonna hurt you?
yeah.
And you're
If she
okay
likes
with
it.
that?
That's the
Well,
point.
if you like it, then okay.
She smiles.
But it's only because you like it. I don't like hurting people who don't like being hurt.
Can I try and intercept Alma's attack before it like gets to whatever?
You dexterity save.
It's a good thing I'm good at that.
Dexterity check. I mean,
It's a good thing I'm good at that.
Alma hasn't done anything yet.
I'm holding my thing until you roll. Then
I think Alma's still trying to decide whether or not to do it.
choice is yours.
I don't like hurting people. I've never liked hurting people.
Her smile like dims a little. That's commendable.
You don't mean that, do you?
I don't understand it.
Like, I don't understand you wanting to.
Which is why it's commendable.
I hope you feel pain soon, though.
Oh. Knowing full well what I think that you all are planning to do, and trust me, I know exactly what you all are planning to do.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Do you want to come with us?
I'll be watching.
Okay.
Just, I won't get involved. I'm not supposed to.
That's fair. Okay. That sounds nice. Do you have a horse?
I do.
Can I see it?
Do you want to see Conquest?
I would love to see Conquest.
All right. as she turns, places both her hands on two of the hilts of the great swords, as if that's like her relaxed pose, in like a shonen, like hands behind the head walk, but just with the swords, and she's going to head out the door of the church.
Almost following.
And I think about here's where we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Shit.
And welcome back. What a beautiful way to come back. That's fun.
Man.
Just gonna shoot back into where we last left off, which was Alma wanted to see the horse.
I'll follow after slowly but surely.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what do you feed your horse?
Do you? She's kind of like thinks for a moment. Do you want to know the answer to that question?
Is it the souls of the damned?
No. That's death.
Oh. Yeah, I want to know.
She smiles as she looks up at this towering, probably about double the size of a Clydesdale-sized horse, with just blood red fur. Is that what we would call the horse hair?
Or hair.
Yeah, hair. Coat. Coat's a better word for that.
Yeah.
A very much almost armored appearance to this creature with blazing yellow eyes, which immediately throw all of you off. Because, as we know, horses' eyes are set to the side because they're prey animals. Conquests aren't. Conquests are set to the front.
Oh,
Like
you're pretty.
like a predator.
Kind
And
of
she-
does Conquest have?
She kind of pats Conquest. Rears his head back. You do see these jagged, almost shark-like teeth. Conquest feasts on whatever remains.
Oh, like butterflies.
Sure.
That's really
They
cool.
do drink blood.
Yeah. And they eat they eat flesh that's dying.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
She smiles. You are just adorable.
You're really pretty. So is your horse.
Thank you. I'm sure that Conquest appreciates that. She pats Conquest's side of his mouth.
I'd ask if I could pet, but I feel like he'd eat my hand.
Kind of guides Alma's hand to the side. It feels
Oh,
like
this
horsehair.
is-
Feels like horsehair.
Oh, you are a beautiful, beautiful creature. Oh, you are great. Oh, I hope you get the blood of so many things. Oh, look at you.
Like a
Weylin,
horse girl from
Weylin,
hell.
you gotta see this horse, Weylin.
Yeah, Weylin is.
Conquest like looks to Weylin. Just again, this Weylin for a fact you've seen predator animals. You're like, oh, what?
Yeah, no, Weylin is behind, like, has been behind you watching at a distance, because, like,
This, like,
that's a big old giant nope on 4 legs.
There's a toss of the hair, and you see as the hair moves, there's these flickers of flame that follow the movement.
So
How far away is the Colosseum from here?
You can see it in the distance.
Yeah, but how can I judge how far that distance is?
It would be quite a walk.
I'm trying
Miles are not a thing you'd be able to judge in hell.
I'm about to, like, nudge Alma, keeping a steady eye on the predator horse. And suggest she ask for a ride to the Colosseum.
Hey, Lord, can we have a ride? Can I please ride Conquest to the Coliseum, please?
Conquest will only let me ride. However,
That's fair.
if you want a ride to the Colosseum, she reaches back and pulls out one of the great swords. And as it lands onto the ground, there is this eruption of noise, this din of clashing swords and shields. and she just drags it against the ground. And as she pulls it back into the sheath that she has on her back, the ground splits partially as these chains shoot out and latch onto the sides of the girdle that the horse is wearing, as a chariot pulls itself out of the ground as well.
So cool.
Okay, that was impressive.
That's good.
Can we ever write the Coliseum, please?
Of course.
Thank you. Yeah. Alma just gets the things like, come on, Weylin. Gets onto the.
I follow after Alma, still side-eyeing creepy demon horse.
The horse watches you as you move.
Oh, don't be so like freaked out. You pet Cerberus.
It's a 3-headed dog. I am signing all of this, by the way. I just don't want to do it right now. It's a 3-headed dog, not a predator horse.
3-headed dog is more normal to you than a horse with eyes where a horse should be and teeth that actually do something?
Yes.
Look, evolutionarily, horses are fucked. I'm just glad that one has a chance. Besides,
Okay.
it's friendly. Let me pet it.
The horse
Okay.
smiles.
Nope.
See,
No
it's
smiling
smiling.
horses.
Look how
Nope.
beautiful it
Nope.
is.
Nope.
I
Nope.
love you,
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Conquest.
Nope. 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 Nope.
It's like
Oh.
a butterfly, okay?
Butterflies are terrifying.
Yeah, but pretty.
I'm
On the
gonna
underside.
mentally prepare for this fight while you try and convince me that this horse is okay.
As War starts to walk upwards, and you see as she moves up, like as if taking steps, the ground underneath begins to shift, and you see these skulls and bones push out of the ground, forming a stairwell up to the saddle of War.
That's a good trick too.
Mercy, you think you can do something like that?
I could make it kind of look like I did something like that and not do it.
I mean, it's kind of your aesthetic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm.
Maybe one day.
Thaddaeus, so you're getting in the chariot.
Oh, he's already on.
He's just like, I'm over here.
He's just like, fine.
I'm like spells to learn. Skulls? Question mark.
The interior of the chariot is interesting because War has a very, very specific aesthetic. The thing about it, though, is that the chariot is like one of those enclosed ones. The inside of it is kind of nice. And adorning the interior are things that none of you recognize. The inside is laden with the same thing that makes up her helmet that seems to be forged into the walls. There's outside of like the window that allows you to see to the outside, but at the front where one could view the rider, there is this strange window that's black. And as the horse begins to move, it flickers before it comes alive. See these images in black and white of warfare.
I'm gonna poke it with the blunt end. No, like I'm gonna poke it with my bow. Like,
It makes like a not. It doesn't sound like glass, but the screen has like a weird color as you like press against it.
I'm gonna get my eyes so up close to that screen and try and poke at it.
Well,
as
don't poke other people's stuff.
As your eyes get closer, you can make out small dots of small colors that seem to be making up these images.
Oh, this should be totally healthy for my eyes later.
As a thing for the players and not for the characters, this is a TV.
Yeah, I figured.
Ah!
I figured.
It is essentially playing war propaganda.
That's awesome.
Nope, not
So
gonna make that
again,
joke.
just like the
Okay.
wizard, the movie Wizards.
Huh? Yeah, so I'm gonna be like staring at this. I got distracted by this thing. I'm like a moth to the flame. My eyeballs are like on these screens. I'm gonna walk away with spots.
Mercy's trying to like cast identify on it, like as they sit there, just ritually casting it.
It's
Nothing
remote.
nothing happens. There's essentially just this like eh.
How's this not magic?
You hear from inside of the chariot. I can change what you see if you'd like.
Who said that?
It's me.
The box thing?
One moment. And you hear a sound of like a snapping finger, and the image quickly changes, and you go from these depictions of warfare to this like almost an action scene of the similar like again, it's similar to the same warfare, but it is much more fantastic in design. You see people flinging spells to one another. You see swords clashing against shields. You see what seems to be a small person, which those of you who know recognize as a dwarf, fighting alongside an elf with blonde hair.
You're
Oh,
not
right.
watching Lord of the Rings right now.
Does this thing tell the future?
There's another sound of a snapping finger, and the image once again changes. You see this snow-covered outdoor area with somebody speaking very quietly. Even though you all have Babel's tongue and can understand, you can't understand what they are saying.
Does it show a battle scene of the Minotaur?
It does not.
Figure we might as well get some knowledge.
There's another
Wait,
snap
can
of.
we see the Minotaur?
I can arrange that. Snaps the finger again. And you will see this blood-soaked arena. The stand is permanently stained in red. And you see curled up, almost in the fetal position, this towering creature with one long curved horn, the other broken off. Its arms wrapped around its body, claws digging into its skin as it mumbles to itself, rocking back and forth.
Can we see past fights of the Minotaur?
Another. And you see a body flung to against the screen as it like clashes. You then hear this loud roar and this thunderous footsteps, and the screen changes as you see somebody else with a sword and shield swing the blade, catch the arm of the Minotaur. As it slices through, the creature screams and then shoots its head forward, and again the screen changes to another battle.
Can we see if anybody's ever defeated the Minotaur?
And you see almost this wall with these pictures depicting old images of someone holding a sword up at a much smaller version of the Minotaur. Almost a human-sized Minotaur.
Like before the screen changed, I wanted like Weylin would be very tactical and like watching the way that the Minotaur moves and like trying to get a read on their prey basically is before they encounter it.
I mean, investigation.
Ooh, I can do that. Right? I can do that and it not be terrible. $17.
The Minotaur, as you see from some of its movements, has two methodologies of fighting. The first is to A, get very, very, very close, very, very personal. It doesn't have a weapon. It's just pure body strength. It wants to crush and maim its opponents, it seems. It doesn't seem to care if it gets hit, but when it does get hit, it goes into a violent frenzy. It doesn't seem to have a real fighting style other than kill violently.
Hulk smash.
Of note as well is from some of these fights, it seems that it didn't seek the person out. It seems to just be reacting.
Okay.
2 questions.
Yes.
1, is the Minotaur an animal?
No.
Damn it.
The Minotaur
Okay.
is a fiend.
2,
Yes.
in the fight where the Minotaur was defeated, what exactly made it defeatable?
The scene that you see depicted, give me a history check.
Oh, fuck, I don't know history. Okay, 1 second. I totally wasn't drawing during this. Over my character sheets where all the stats are. No, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. History is intelligence.
Can I maybe help with that history check? 'Cause I probably won't.
Yeah, you can give advantage on a history check.
I can have advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I rolled 2 15s.
That's not bad.
No, that's not bad. You know about the story of the Minotaur because it's an old story. But essentially, the thing that helped defeat the Minotaur was that A, it's an animal, and B, the person that beat the Minotaur is the son of a god.
Fuck. Okay. Hey, Weylin.
It took a bit for Astarion to die. Like,
Hey, Weylin. You happen to have any, like, deity parentage we should know about?
Slowly taps Medusa's head.
Okay, how do we know that still works even though it's been decapitated?
If you turn the Minotaur to stone, how are you going to use its flesh to feed to the dog?
We'll break
Really
it and
quick
then
reaction speed?
let it unpetrify it.
Did you think this through?
just looked at your cat's reaction like, Weylin didn't think that part through, did they?
I'm petrifying it. I'm not turning it to stone.
To petrify a creature
Petrify
when it's turned
needs
to
turn to
stone.
stone.
Could we shatter it and then unpetrify it?
Look,
Can anyone unpetrify?
I'm really playing up my intelligence being 0 right
What?
now.
I can
Hear
set
me
it on
out.
fire. We can barbecue it.
What if... And it'd have to be really fast, and I realize this isn't realistic, Thaddeus, before you say it. There might be a split second where that arm is not stone.
I only need partial. This is me signing now. I only need partial petrification before to do anything. I need to slow it down. I don't need to turn it to stone. Need
I
to
think
slow
Oh,
it down
you
to
can
kill it.
control it. It doesn't come with, like, different modes, Weylin.
Like that's how it worked with Isengrim. Isengrim, back me up.
Isengrim like looks over. Isengrim is has every blindfold over his eyes and is still giving Weylin the most like, that's how that worked for sure. Isengrim
Thaddeus
didn't
is
get
just
turned to
thinking-
stone during that fight.
Okay, he
Wait,
was
Isengrim's
partially.
tired.
he was partially petrified, and then he went full stone, and then I got sleepy and I don't know what happened.
Thaddeus is just thinking, I'm on a ship of fools.
There's the
He
carriage.
didn't say it, he's thinking it.
The carriage stops. And there's another sound of like these bones forming, and then the door opens. I hope you all enjoyed the ride.
Thank you. It was lovely.
Thank you.
Oh,
Your box is
thank
really
you.
interesting.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Yes, thank you.
She helps Alma
illuminating.
down, helps
Thank you.
Nox down, does help Thaddeus down. Weylin, as you're about to come down, grabs onto your arm. You know, you want a piece of the Minotaur, right? Reaches up and pulls one of the great swords out again and stabs it into the ground. I want that back.
Ooh.
I
Or
wonder
it's just
how
getting
it's,
hotter.
I wonder how it's going to feel. She lets go.
There's no free lunch. It's going to cost you something, Weylin, but it might be worth it. You never know.
Yeah, I'm like, you can see Weylin like shaking off and like hyping himself up before he grabs this, because last time he touched anything of Wars, it did not feel good. So
Good for her.
Can I, as I'm leaving, just brush her arm as I'm walking down and just do it like a shocking grasp as I say thank you?
Absolutely. You do so. You see her like seem to pause. Does this smiles and just hand onto Mercy's shoulder. Exquisite. Thanks.
Anytime.
yeah, I'm gonna take the great sword of war.
The great sword that you lift up does have a name.
Yeah.
As you pick up Scourge.
Ah, cool. Scourge. Fun.
It shifts its form as you lift it.
Thank you.
As does your bow.
Ooh.
As what you hold is a... There is a specific term for these things. It is essentially a... Okay, I have to see what they're called.
Is it a crossbow?
I was imagining Ruby. Does anyone watch that show? Or they have the
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, I do.
No, that's technically you essentially are carrying a massive spear as your bow shifts into what is essentially an arbalist.
What?
Yeah.
How the
Whoa.
French toast do you spell that?
Arbalest?
Arbalist.
Herbalist?
Arbalist.
Arbalest.
ARBA.
What is that?
LEST.
It's
It's
a crossbow.
fancy.
It's a crossbow. Or let me be slightly more accurate for how this thing would look. You're carrying a ballista.
What?
Yes.
You keep
Or
throwing
the-
words
Maybe
at me,
we don't know.
A
Jhevaunte.
ballista.
Bo.
You
A
know-
handheld ballista.
Mhm. You okay?
Oh,
you know those-
hi.
Yeah.
Can you
Big
see the
old
picture? I don't know
crossbow.
what that is.
You know those things. Okay, okay. Who here has seen any fantasy warfare like show? The items that are essentially look like giant crossbows that they swing out and they shoot a freaking huge spear out of.
The thing
That's
that
a
they tried to
ballista.
kill Smog with.
That's a
Thank
ballista.
you. Okay, now we're speaking. Once we get to
Or the-
speaking nerd, I understand.
things that did kill the dragons in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, all of them except for the big boy.
Rogan.
Dragons.
But the dragons that died were killed. Yes,
They didn't deserve that.
No.
sure they did.
Like I said, I want that back.
So it's a heavy crossbow, so that I'm putting in my inventory.
You essentially would be putting to your inventory heavy crossbow.
Okie doke.
I'll tell you what happens if that thing hits. You have the one spear for it.
Oh.
I had to look up if there was a specific name for the things that they shoot. There isn't. They're just called spears.
Nice.
How heavy is one of those spears? Just out of curiosity.
Out of the fact that Weylin was able to lift it up with ease, this appears to not be heavy. On that same note, an actual one that you would have to pick up, it would take a bit. It would normally take like about 2 or 3 people to load the thing.
Oh well.
He's a strong boy.
Scourge is also designed for very specific functions.
Yeah, take that away from me, Jhevaunte. It's fine.
It's Weylin is worthy.
I've given you
Whoever
so
holds
much.
this crossbow shall be worthy of the name of war.
Whoever holds this crossbow shall be worthy of the name of the best character in Warriors.
Hey, how's Thaddaeus doing right now?
Thaddeus is actually very intrigued with the fact that War gave up a sword to Weylin. Yeah,
I'm a
quite
favorite.
interested in that.
War has not lost a smile on her face.
So I am curious.
Yes.
Well, he's kind of is talking to Weylin. Would it be possible? Do you think it would work if you would summon Cerberus during the battle? Would Cerberus attack the Minotaur?
I don't know.
You don't want to get Cerberus in the middle of that, though. What if he gets hurt?
It's a thought.
No, it was a valid thought. I'm just pointing it out.
What if
Not
the
everything.
giant demon doggo gets hurt? What if it hurts his little
The giant
paws?
dog- We can't have the dog in the way because I want to try to firebolt the
What if
Minotaur
it's-
first. Okay?
What if it steps
And
on
make
an
it
arrow
necrotic
and hurts its
damage?
paw?
Weylin doesn't say anything. He just lets Mercy and Alma take over. It's just like
I absolutely love that Alma became Demon Horse Girl.
You know? The rest of us were like, big no.
I'm getting used to this weapon because it is heftier than my bow.
It takes for you to accurately carry this thing, you are two-handing it. It's just
Yeah. I
it
figured.
it is the Monster Hunter like gun weapon is what essentially it is.
Nice.
I am Van Helsing with that magical crossbow thing he's got.
War
Except for it's
kind of-
bigger.
War looks up at the arena around and takes a single step and leaps upwards and lands at the top of it.
She's gonna watch us.
I guess
Have
for the
fun.
entertainment.
I'm gonna go inside.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to cast Pass Without a Trace to make sure we aren't heard.
All right.
Almost gonna wave at Conquest before she goes in.
The horse nods its head.
As I Yeah, I'm sneaking inside, by the way, so follow me if you can.
Give me stealth rolls with a +10.
Oh,
Natural
okay.
20
Hey,
Oh, I needed that +10.
with my +10 already, so it's a 30 with the Pass Without a Trace +10. That's a 40, baby.
17.
25.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
You at least got an 11,
What'd you get,
Alma.
I got an 11.
Oh,
I knew it.
Oh.
Almost going last. No, I didn't. I didn't get an 11. Okay, you said okay, can I take them, like, just not use them, like, can I, like, because I can move it once short rest. We had a short rest. Can I just not have it on a setting?
You want to switch the mask?
I don't want to switch. I just don't want to have a setting right now.
Okay, yeah. You're fine. You don't have to have the setting. You can switch it. You can switch it off the setting.
No, because you're not going to let me switch it back when I need it until another short rest, are you?
Of course I'm not.
Okay, fine. I got a 6.
Yeah.
Plus 10.
No.
Oh, okay.
I have
Fantastic.
a -5 to Dex right now. And I rolled a 1.
So
plus 10 and then a minus.
the group makes their way into the arena.
I got a 40. That has to count for something.
Weylin vanishes out of existence. Not the bounds of life and death would be incapable of finding Weylin.
Alma is now the bait.
Wait, what level are we?
7.
7.
Shit, I never updated my character.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Y'all are so
cool.
good.
Do not worry. Do not worry. Do not worry about this right now. As you all make your way in, Mercy, you're not used to being super stealthy, but you're fine. Thaddaeus, you're good. And Alma just walks past the group.
Alma's bait.
And
I'm
Alma,
prepping a fireball if we see the thing.
Alma does see it because it's not hiding. As pressed against one of the columns, arms wrapped around itself, claws digging into its own skin, crying. You hear and see the Minotaur.
Hello? Are you okay?
It almost fearfully looks to you and slides back a little bit.
Hey, it's okay.
Its nostrils flare.
I'll stay over here so that you don't, personal space. I get it.
You are a daughter of Eve.
I don't think that was my mom's name. I think it was Joan, but you know what? Sure.
What do you want from here?
I would like your arm if that's possible. Or like just like a little so Cerberus the dog.
You wish one please of my sinful flesh.
Because we have to go destroy a demon, archdemon on level 3, and we need the dog's help, and we were told that a piece of your flesh would help. I did offer to turn into a Minotaur and offer that, but apparently that wouldn't work. If you have any pieces laying around, that would work too. I don't want to hurt you. You seem really nice and you seem really sad. Are you okay? I'm Alma. It's nice to meet you.
My name is Astarion. I was one of hers. My existence, a mockery of all things holy.
Was that like a choice of yours, or
One's choice to be born?
well, that sounds really sad. Is that why you're sad?
Of many reasons.
If I do this, Waylon would be so pissed at all.
Actually, I was expecting Weylin to be sneaking around behind the Minotaur about now.
I move
So it's
slowly.
so okay. Waylon, I know you're gonna be mad at me for this. So there's a couple of us here.
I'm gonna shoot him now. Oh my god.
And Alma like moved to like deflect that.
To deflect the.
You don't know where I am?
Yeah, you can't see her.
I'm going. Are you? I'm going to ask you a DM question here. Are you sure you want to do that?
No,
sure
not with
you wanna try
herself.
to
She
do
wants
that?
to use magic to protect the Minotaur. If that's okay.
What magic? What spell
What the hell?
do you have that could do that?
See, this is why I was trying to look up how many spells druids can have at level 7.
Thaddeus is just trying to remember at this point that Mercy is the one that has the stick that we need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now she feels bad because it was sad.
Because the rest of the party is probably just going to get themselves killed.
The rest. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the rest of it right now here. Alma decided to spill out that there was more people.
Which is why I'm shooting him now. With the big.
I don't know if she has anything that she can do that would protect it.
Yeah, give me
okay.
a roll.
Can she use Thunderwave to try to Thunderwave it out of the way?
I'm gonna give
Well, then
you.
she'll have to see it coming.
I'm gonna give you a thing here. Weylin, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yeah, okay, that's a 19 plus 9.
All right, Alma. At disadvantage, I want you to roll me a spellcrafting attack roll, and if you manage to beat that,
This is also against my favorite enemy. Does that, because my favorite enemy is a fiend.
yeah.
Do I get advantage?
You get advantage on that.
Oh, hang on. Let me roll again.
I'm not gonna beat it. It was a thought. It was a thought. It's not gonna happen. I just know I won't.
Okay, well, the second one I got was an 18 plus 9, so.
Wayla's like, I'm rethinking our friendship.
Almost not gonna try it because there's no way I could do it.
So this is going to hit.
She's gonna just be like, Weylin, wait.
So this is gonna hit. I want you to roll for me, Weylin. 2d12.
Oh, okay. Hang on. That's 12. Yeah, all right. Well, I got a 1 and a 2.
All right. I want you now to decide in what order you want this to be in between Mercy, Thaddeus, and Alma.
Okay. Well, Alma, because I'm currently pissed at her right now,
Okay.
and Thaddeus, because I'm forever pissed at him.
And then I'm assuming Mercy last.
Yeah.
Okay. Alma, I want you to roll me a d12. Thaddeus, I want you to roll for me a d8. Mercy, I want you to roll for me a d6.
I rolled a 4.
This one's a roll.
And Isengrim is not here.
I rolled for Isengrim. 4, 4.
5.
5 for Thaddeus.
4, 5. Okay.
5.
So the Minotaur takes 25 points of damage as the Scourge Javelin pierces into its side, and the party feels, other than Weylin, feels this eruption of violent rage escape them as the spear explodes. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I'm gonna hit you all with a fireball.
Because I'm going to have to get my wife from work. Thank you. I
Yeah.
will thank everyone for joining us for this evening of just a weird energy this evening. Oh boy, weird energy this evening.
I did nothing wrong. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's go around and say where we can find ourselves. We're gonna start with. Oh Lord, I yawned. I'm sorry. We're gonna start with. We're gonna go the opposite way of how I went the last time. Nyx.
Yeah, you can find me at Critical Nix on all the socials. Right now, I'm just coming off of running a couple of home games all in a row, so I don't have anything going on right now, but that's about it.
Nux.
Everyone in the party is mad at me now. Hi. Hi, my name is Noxkiros. Pronouns are she, her, hers, and today I was Alma, the pagan horse girl of hell. You can find me on social media at Nocturnal_7, and this week on Friday, you can find me over on Nerds with Dice playing Our Vineyard Will Be Our Salvation, where I'll be playing a duck named Aphrodite Lack, or Af Lack. She is a post-grad insurance major who is very upset at the lack of her success because she went to school with a gecko named Guy Ko and an emu named Lee Moo, and they are doing much better in the insurance business than she is, and now she is stuck working in a vineyard, wasting her major. You can find me playing that character on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Nerds with Dice. Speaking of Nerds with Dice, on Saturday, you can find me there again at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I can't look at Casper right now. Casper is dying. You can find me on Nerds with Dice. Find me on Nerds with Dice on Saturday. Not playing, I'm the fucking GM. GMing my all-disabled table of masks. It is the penultimate episode of season 1. It is Mask the Puzzle Project. Shit is going down. I have 25 NPCs now. Tired, but it is a really fun campaign full of, superhero stuff with disabled superheroes trying to defeat the person who is making their accessible neighborhood no longer accessible. And like I said, it's our penultimate episode of the season, so I'm very, very excited. I also don't want it to end. This Sunday, my other all-disabled table, Left for Undead. It's a post-zombie apocalypse game where a group is getting kicked out of their safe haven. That's going to be airing the first episode this Sunday for Bard Rock Network. It's a podcast, so you can listen to that. Oh, I also have a Ko-Fi anime. That's pretty much that. And I'm also on the Wednesdays where I'm not here, hoping to have a start playing campaign of Monster of the Week based off of Ghostbusters, and that is available on my start playing currently. Again, just find me on social media at Nocturnal_7, and you will find all of those things. But please come for Friday for Af Black.
Oh my god, please. I just got my composure back, all right?
Casper.
OCO, I am Casper the NB Ghost. You can find me anywhere at Casper DANB Ghost. That's Start Playing, which I have a game. And it's, what is it? It's Monster of the Week. I also wrote a version that's also Monster Heart, so I don't know which one I put on Start Playing. I have an itch. I've got a Ko-Fi because my birthday's coming. You want to give me a birthday present? I always want money. Let's see. When I'm not here, I am on Tabletop Titties on Tuesdays and Thursdays because on T days I like to show my titties. And yeah, that's about it so far. Every other Wednesday I am on Neon Lights Roleplay doing a mech campaign. We're about to get back into it, called Stardust Ghosts, where they have, you've heard of necromancy, put it in mech, so you got mechomancy, baby. Yeah, that's it. That's me.
And Shalroth.
Shalroth42, Twitter and Blue Sky. This is the only stream I'm on. And I just want to point out that someone did write into chat that actions have consequences. I just thought that might frame things how next week goes.
Can we rewind and say that Alma didn't do that, so I don't have
No.
to
No. And as for me, I'm Jhevaunte. You can find me on my social media, Twitter at Jhevaunte. You can also find me on Blue Sky at Jhevaunte at Blue Sky. Things that I'm doing. On Saturday, I'm going to be on Wanderer's Haven, where I'm going to be playing in our start game one shot, where I'm playing as Soldier's Lament, which is a ripoff of Nightmare from Soul Calibur 2 specifically. Because even though he's not my main, he's my second main. Because I wasn't trying to make Kevin get me Art of Valdo.
Sorry.
Outside of that, you can also find me here again on Monday, where we have our mid-season finale of Power Rangers Arcanites, where I play as Dior the Black Arcanite Ranger. Also, if you want to play in games with me and not having stuff be streamed, I do a lot of community games here on Initiative Order. If you're in the Initiative Order Discord, I'm going to be doing a Marvel game where y'all are going to be fighting Gore the God Butcher, which I'm super, super excited for. Do a bunch of stuff like that as well. I also run horror games a lot because even though it's not spooky month, it's always spooky month.
Man.
Outside of that, I love you all. Again, just a lot of love to our lovely Isengrim. Looking out for you, bud. And outside of that, hope to see you all again in 2 weeks' time.